Hey guys, I got a new video for you today, and we're going to be taking a look at a pretty interesting piece of gear. This is the Magpul DAKA Utility Organizer. Now, the utility organizer is actually available in two different sizes. You have a smaller or regular size, and then you have this one here, which is the large option. Now, both of them are actually available in a couple of different colors. I believe the large is available in black, like the one you see here in front of you, and in green. And then the smaller or regular size is also available in a couple of different colors. I believe 4 different colors. So it's really cool that Magpul offers you different size options and different color options as well to better suit your needs. Now, when I was trying to figure out what I was going to put in here, I found it a little bit difficult, and primarily it's because you can pretty much set up this organizer as a basic, like a kit. And the options are endless. You can set it up as an electronic kit, you can set it up as a first aid kit, you can set it up as something that you're going to take into an office with all your office supplies and stuff like that. There's so many different options. So what I've done is I put a bunch of stuff in here just to kind of showcase the different pockets and areas that you can put stuff into it, just so you can get a better feel for it. So again, I just kind of threw a bunch of stuff in there. I'll showcase it for you guys, but you can set it up however it is that you want it. Now, the outside is a reinforced polymer fabric, and what that does is it makes it anti-slip. So the texture on the outside here actually allows you to have a really good grip on this. As you guys can see, I've loaded this guy out, so it's pretty hefty. I do have a bunch of stuff in there that adds a little bit of weight to it, but it goes to show you that it definitely can handle that weight very, very nicely. Now, this one again is the black one. On the front, you do have the Magpul logo right there. It just says Magpul on the side. And then on the side right here, which I would call the spine, you do have the Magpul logo as well. And then you have this grid design on there. Now, as far as the construction of the actual organizer here, they say that it is welded construction and it creates a permanent impermeable seal. So that means that, it's very difficult for things to get into it, but also you don't have a lot of exposed edges that might, come frayed or unglued or something like that. So again, if you're going to be using this in a rough setting, or you're going to be, have it packed out like the way I have it now, you don't have to worry about it coming undone and the stuff falling out of it. It's also chemical resistant, the outside of the organizer here. And then you do get YKK zippers. I do enjoy YKK zippers because they run through the tracks very, very smoothly. And then the zippers also have 550 paracord here that has a shrink tubing on there. And what that does is it enhances the grip. So with that tubing on there, which also has Magpul branding on it, you're able to grab this with your bare hands, or if you're wearing gloves or something like that, it'll give you a larger purchase area. So that is really, really cool. So again, on the outside, it is very unassuming. It doesn't scream overly tactical or anything like that, which I do like, because sometimes you don't want people to think, oh, let's see what they're carrying in there or anything like that. And the last thing is the zipper tracks are actually the water repellent ones, so that is really good. That way, if this were to get rained on or something like that, or dust or debris or anything like that, it's not going to get into the items that you have inside of it. So let me go ahead and showcase what I have by opening up this, and we'll talk about the different pockets and areas inside of it. So as you can see, the inside of the organizer is very nicely laid out. You do have a lot of very purposeful pockets and some elastic loops and things like that. Now, one of the only things that I would probably say is I almost wish that the inside was a different color, contrasting color than the outside color. I'm not sure if the other colors are that way, but the black one is also black on the inside. So something like a light gray or maybe even a red would have looked really, really cool in here. Maybe these areas on the top right here that create the different pockets could have been black, and then everything else red. That would have looked really cool. But again, it is what it is. This is what you get. So right off the bat, you get 2 large pockets. You get one that you can actually access through the top right here, and then you can access through the side right here as well. It's not the same pocket. It's actually 2 different ones. So technically, you kind of get 3 pockets. They're talking about these 2 pockets. That's the 2 large pockets, but then you have this one in the top right there as well. So again, on both sides, you get a large pocket that you can access from the side. And this is perfect to kind of put in flatter items. So on this side, which what I have is I have a little notebook here inside of this leather notebook case. So as you guys can see, that is pretty chunky, but it fits in there very, very nicely. It goes right back there, and I can access it whenever I want. I don't have anything on this side right now because on the top pocket right here, I actually slid in my iPad mini. So as you guys can see there with the cover, the iPad mini slides in there perfectly, and it is nice and out of the way. It's not very padded in the sense that, you know, you're going to get like good padding from it because it's technically not designed for it. But again, if you're going to be holding on to this and not throwing it around and stuff like that, you know, I feel very comfortable that nothing's going to happen to the iPad sitting there. Now, I'm going to talk about the left side first, and then we'll talk about the right side. So on the left side here, there is no pocket on the top like the one you found over here. What you have is that you have this open pocket. It does have elastic and a little bit of mesh in there. This is perfect for quick grab items. So I just put a couple of like these little dummy credit cards in there, but it just goes to show you to simulate that, you know, you can have either cards or you can have business cards or something like that right in there, and they would be perfectly suited. Now, right below that, you do have a row of elastic loops. You have 4 loops right here. They're pretty wide, which is nice. And as you guys can see, I have my flashlight right there clipped onto it. This is a larger flashlight, but it clips on very nicely right in there. And what I've done is I've actually fed it into the pocket underneath it. So again, you do have different options if you wanted to not go into the pocket because maybe you want to store something in the pocket itself. You can just have it go over the pocket just like that and still have use of the pocket itself. But, you know, I don't want it to get snagged up on anything, so I can go ahead and put it in there. And again, you can have the clip go over the pocket or go into the pocket as well. That way you don't have it poking out or anything like that. Now, the way that these are designed is the 4 loops, the 2 on this side and the 2 on this side, are directly above the pockets, so it kind of lends itself really nicely to have the things go into the 2 larger pockets in the bottom here. These do have elastic inside of them right there, so they do stretch out quite a bit. So if you wanted to put something like a mouse, like a wireless mouse or something like that in there, you can go ahead and do that. I have a small little multi-tool in here, and it fits in there perfectly. So as you guys can see, I have quite a bit of gear inside of this side, and that's still not even counting the other side over here. So on this side, or right before we get to that side, in the middle right here, you do have a pen loop. This is nice. It accommodates, you know, pretty standard size pens. So I just have that one pen in there. So as I already showed you guys, you do have a pocket on the back of this side and then at the top. So in front of that, you have on the very top right here, you have a very similar pocket to the one on the left, but this one actually has a zipper on it. So again, if you have items here that maybe you don't want to spill out, maybe some coins or something like that, you can go ahead and put those there. I just have a charging cable right in there in case I need it. So that fits in there perfectly. It is mesh, so you can see what's inside of there also, so you can see if you need to get to anything like that. Now, the layout on this side is going to be very similar to the layout on this side. Once you get to the bottom, you have that row of elastic loops. Again, 4 elastic loops right in there. On this side, I just have a pen kind of clipped in there just to showcase that that pen does go all the way in there and is nice and out of the way. In front of in the 2 pockets right in front of that, on this side, I just have a battery bank. So again, this is one of those battery banks that attaches to the back of your phone. So as you guys can see, it fits in there very nicely thanks to the ability of these pockets to actually stretch out thanks to that elastic. And then on this side, I just have a pair of earphones, headphones right in there, wireless headphones, and they fit in there very nicely. Now the main difference is on this side, you do have the Magpul logo kind of stitched onto the pocket there. I think that makes it look really classy, and it just, you know, it's black on black, so it's very subdued, so it's not sticking out or anything like that. So for the most part, I think that this layout definitely, like I mentioned, lends itself for you to be able to set this guy up, this organizer, to pretty much be whatever it is that you need it to be. So as you guys can see right now, I just have it kind of set up for EDC items, but if I wanted to do this and have it set up strictly for my electronics organizer or my electronic pouch, you know, I can distribute all my different things. So I have my battery bank here, maybe I have a wall charger, all my cables up here, or I could have my cables through the loops right here, the different types of cables. Maybe I have different types of cables that I use, different lengths. I can set it up that way as well. I could easily see setting this up as a first aid kit also. Maybe it's a, you know, like a first aid, personal first aid kit. I can have band-aids and bandages, maybe some medication and stuff like that on here. That would be perfectly fine as well. Or maybe I work in an office setting and I want to set this up as my kind of like office tools. So maybe I have my pens and pencils, and maybe I have a battery bank because I use that at work as well. Some, a notebook like I have in the back right here, and then my electronic. So I have my iPad mini in there as well. So again, you have so many options to set up the utility organizer here. Again, this is the large one, so maybe if this is just a little bit too big and you might want to consider going with the smaller size or the regular size, that is always an option as well. So in case you guys are interested, I'm going to leave a link below to Magpul's website where you can go ahead and check out the DACA Utility Organizer, both in the large and the regular size or the smaller size, and see if that's something that would interest you. I think it looks really cool, especially because it doesn't attract a lot of attention thanks to just the minimalist look on the outside. But then once you get into it, you see all the different pockets and locations where you can actually spread your gear out and make it more your own. I like the fact that I can just take this and throw it into a bag if I needed to, or I can hold it in my hand to kind of walk around with it. You do have this loop, so if you did want to add like a, maybe you have a badge that you use at work and you don't want to have it pinned on you or something like that, you can attach it right there, and maybe you just walk around with this. This is like kind of like your mobile office, let's say, if you use an iPad mini as your mode of communication, and then you have everything else in there. That's a great option for this as well. So there it is. This was just a look at the Magpul DAKA Utility Organizer, this one being the large size. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Thanks.